So this game called Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp was released recently in Japan, and it was an expansion on the game mode from a previous game in Danganronpa V3. But I think despite doing exactly what it promised, it's still a lazy, uninspired waste of time. I think it completely sucks and is just the biggest letdown I've experienced in this franchise. It has some stuff that is just so weird for absolutely no reason, and I want to explain what I think of this mess of a game. Now, let me state the obvious that if you disagree with my opinion and you like the game, that's fine, don't let me stop you. But please take this video lightly and proceed with the thought that I will be hating on this game for 10 minutes. Let's start off with the designs of the swimsuit themselves and why I don't like it. Part 1. The designs and inconsistencies. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people like these designs. I disagree. I think a lot of them are just ugly, plain, or awful. However, a lot of the problem that I have is not the designs themselves, but just inconsistencies that are just weird. And add to the fact that they cut down like half the sprites for every character, it just becomes an awful mess. To start off, a lot of the anatomy for these characters are changed. A lot of the sprites are just straight up wrong. Some of them have different skin colors from before. Some characters' facial expressions are straight up incorrect. Some are straight up reused, which isn't a bad thing, but it just goes to show how lazy and uncaring a lot of these sprites are. In my opinion, most of the designs given to these characters either look bad, overall ugly, lazy as hell, or inconsistent. Let me make it clear again. You can like these designs, but I think a lot of them look awful on these characters. A lot of them can be so much better if more love was put into it. Take for example the prom outfits. All of these were carefully crafted and are like 90% of them are just amazing. Granted, they did have more room to work with here, but they could have done a lot better with the swimsuit. Take for example Toko Fukawa. In her normal sprite, everything is normal. You see here, the lighting's fine, the expressions are fine, everything looks good. However, move a couple sprites, and look how disgusting the hair is here! What happened? Not only the hair, the image just looks desaturated and ugly compared to the rest of the sprites. And this is what I mean with inconsistencies. Take Toko's other side, Genocide Jack. Alright, see the sprite, anything wrong? Well, take a closer look. One would think nothing until you zoom into this very specific part of it and notice a singular dot of color there. I know this is like not annoying to a lot of people, but it is to me. Like, how the fuck do you mess this up? At the time of recording this, I noticed her normal version has a sprite that her swimsuit doesn't for some reason. Not really sure how they messed that up, but they did. Another example, Hiyoko Sayonji. She seems completely normal, and that's because she is. But some of her other sprites have her little like green bow things a completely different color. This is what I mean with inconsistent. There is absolutely no reason for this to happen, and it's just a case of either rushing, miscommunication, or laziness. Because there's absolutely no reason why this plain ass mistake you can see from a mile away has been done. It's just with the two cases that have been mentioned. What the hell happened? I don't even need to mention laziness, like, they reused Akane and Chiaki swimsuits, which isn't necessarily bad, but they also reused the designs for Aoi and Kyoko from the Danganronpa 3 promo art. And I don't even need to mention Angie, because that answer is completely obvious. This is just straight up lazy, there's no excuse here. Stuff like the skin color change, I just don't understand. They made a lot of them either paler or darker slightly, very slightly. I don't know how they just couldn't color pick from the original designs, but some of them, like Tenko, are extremely noticeable against her original. Again, why is it washed out? There's no reason to do that. Like, why does Mahiru have biceps? What is this thing? Why is this game so inconsistent with the original? What is going on? Finally, let's talk about expressions. Now, this was pointed out to me by someone else, but take Nagito. In a lot of his sprites, a lot of stuff is straight up not aligned with the original design. He's skinnier, a lot of his facial expressions are different, and some of them straight up look bad. Like, take for example, what the hell is this? Why is he smirking so sexually at me? What the fuck is the deal? But anyways, in some of these cases, they look like they forgot he had a bigger jacket, because in this case, he just looks silly. And the worst offender of this is Hajime Hinata. What the hell happened here? Alright, first of all, what did they do to him? His swimsuit looks just awful compared to everyone. But that's besides the problem. He has new expressions, replacing some of his old ones that are like the original ones are so good. But this is just awful. Look at this. This looks incredibly bad compared to the original. And he has his normal sprites in the game, so I don't know what it was like. I don't know why they didn't just take reference from there and felt the necessity to remake it to look even worse. Why is he smiling like that? It looks so goddamn silly, bro. What is this? Okay, this last one is just like Ryoma supposed to be pulling down his beanie, which he lacks in here. I won't even go into further detail with this. This just looks stupid as hell. Now we move on to part 2. More nitpicking. Part 2. More nitpicking. This is just annoying to me. In all previous trailers, they implied that there was going to be new art or CGs. It looked like there were going to be more, since in the trailer shown, they showed like 4 new illustrations along with a reused one, which makes a total of 5. This is the only good reason I was excited for this game. I wanted to see new art, because the art they showed in the trailers looked really good. But, you know what? You wanna know how many new ones we got? To give you a hint, it's number of fucks I used to give for the game before they released the sprites and new art. They gave us 1. They made us wait all this time, and I was expecting so much more from them, and they decided to give us 1 single piece of art. 1. They gave us 1. Like, don't get me wrong, this looks very good, but still, it's only a single new piece of art. Nothing else. There is no depth in this. 2 of them are basically taken and redrawn from Danganronpa 2. 1 is quite literally copy-pasted in, and we have a total of 3 completely new illustrations. I'm well aware that this game isn't supposed to be mind-blowing and it's just supposed to be a spin-off, but like, come on. This is just straight up false advertising, like, not to mention the box art for this game is awful compared to the Japanese box art, like, I'm just sad that this game is just very, very underwhelming. Let me just move on to the part 3. The conclusion. The game is a huge, underwhelming mess that needed more time or communications because the little errors like the sprite inconsistencies or expression changes for no reason just make it seem more and more obvious that this game just has absolutely zero care was put into this. Stuff like the huge lack of CGs and the huge oversights. If you want to buy this game for any reason besides the interactions, this is gonna be a huge disappointment. At the time of recording, the interactions haven't been translated, as the game has only come out in Japan, but I hope, at least that is good, because I don't see any reason why anyone should buy this game other than wanting to see the characters interact, because this game is a complete, underwhelming, misleading game in any other remark. So, if you were like me and were expecting absolutely anything else, I am sorry to say, this game is complete ass in that aspect. If you like the game and you want to go play it, go right ahead. This video was made simply to point out the flaws that I could simply not overlook. Unlike some other people, I give this game a what the fuck out of 10. Anyways, if you agreed with me, that's good, because if you didn't, that's also good. Enjoy what you want. I made this game useful for people who wanted to buy it, and know why it sucks. And I hope you enjoy nitpicking a children's game for around like 10 minutes or so. And to conclude, I really hate Danganronpa.
Nigga, what the fuck?
Now that was pretty funny.